Now that United Conservative Party leader Jason Kenney has been elected as the new Premier of Alberta, a lot of questions are being raised about what this means for Canada and in particular BC. Sanjay Jaram is a political science professor here at Simon Fraser University. You were following the election extensively, especially as the results rolled in. What's your initial reaction to all this?
Initial reaction is that it's not surprising, given that the polls all the way through indicated that the UCP was going to win this election with the majority. And it does vindicate a simple statement that Jason Kenney and others made about this election, is that when Conservatives are united, they win. And so uniting the Wild Rose Party and the PC Party was seen as a clear-cut strategy for the Conservatives to take control of Alberta, and it happened.
And a big part of his election campaign was suggesting that he was going to turn off the taps once elected. Thoughts on that? How serious do you think he is right now?
He may be serious in terms of the political rhetoric or the intention. I mean, whether or not he can actually do it, that's another question. The Constitution prevents provinces from regulating interprovincial trade if it doesn't involve an integral economic interest to that province, and sort of retaliating against BC wouldn't be considered by the courts, and there's precedent for that to be considered a genuine reason that the province could invoke such a measure. So it's likely to be met with a court challenge, which is likely to go in BC's favor if it does happen. That said, I don't think it will get that far. People in British Columbia are worried about their gas prices. Yeah, there may be some price increases because of the threat and just sort of how gas prices work, but the actual measure that Kenney has promised, that is unlikely to actually be successful.
Well, how do you think that the province of British Columbia is reacting to this? Are they strategizing if the things get more tense here?
They've already strategized, in the sense they've made it clear that they're ready with their court challenge if they do enact that legislation, because the legislation was already written by the Notley government. It just wasn't enacted. And so if Kenney goes ahead and puts it into action, then they have their court challenge ready to go. And I'm sure that the Horgan government is probably preparing themselves for a rhetorical war and a war of political words. But in terms of the actual strategy, I think they already have that in place.
And another Conservative Party win in Canada, what impact do you think that that's going to have on the federal election coming up this fall?
It's possible that it definitely makes things more difficult for Justin Trudeau. He's going to have another opponent, a strong provincial premier of a big province, continually attacking him, trying to poke holes in his agenda, especially the carbon tax. And so that doesn't bode well. Obviously, it's something for him to deal with. How it actually affects elections on the ground, it may have an effect, but hard to tell.
Well, we'll be following the latest developments in the coming days as they become available right here on City TV. In Burnaby, I'm Andrea Macpherson for City News.